Putting on my chairmanly hat, I give the floor to the chairman of the working group, Puvan Selvanathan.
Honourable Chair, Madam President, Excellencies, distinguished fellow working members, distinguished delegates and participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honour for me to be representing the working group on the issue of human rights and transnational corporations and other businesses at this first annual forum on business and human rights this morning. I would like to extend a special welcome to Professor John Ruggie, the former Special Representative to the United Secretary General on the issue of human rights and transnational corporations and other business enterprises, to whom we owe the development of the guiding principles which lead our mandate, and thank him for undertaking the role of chair of this first annual forum. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to you, distinguished participants of the opening high-level session, to the representatives of member states, representatives of the UN systems, international and regional organizations, national human rights institutions, trade unions, business associations and enterprises and non-governmental organizations, academics and other experts. The working group particularly welcomes the high participation of business representatives from all regions in this first annual forum. The working group also recognizes that member states and business representatives both have an essential and leading role to play in the implementation of the guiding principles, which today are the authoritative global standard for preventing and addressing adverse impacts on human rights arising from business-related activity. The guiding principles provide businesses with predictability in their operations and provide clarity on the obligations and responsibilities of all actors in their different roles in addressing and remedying those adverse impacts. When the Human Rights Council historically and unanimously endorsed the guiding principles in 2011, it also established our working group on business and human rights, and this forum on business and human rights under the guidance of the working group. Let me take this opportunity to clarify that this forum on business and human rights is a body established by the Human Rights Council independently of the working group. The purpose of this forum is to discuss trends and challenges in the implementation of the guiding principles and to promote dialogue and cooperation on issues linked to business and human rights, including challenges faced in particular sectors, operational environments, or in relation to specific rights of groups, as well as identifying good practices. In its role as guide to this forum, the working group has sought the support of OHCHR to gather expectations and ideas from stakeholders for the methodology and format of the first forum. My colleagues and I on the working group express our deep and sincere thanks to all of those who participated in the online consultation early in 2012, and more than 100 participants who attended the open consultation with stakeholders in May on the themes and methodology of this forum on business and human rights. Based on these consultations, the working group's vision is for the forum to serve as a venue to foster genuine exchange among stakeholders and collective learning, including for the working group, with a focus on identifying opportunities for dissemination and implementation in all regions, as well as the experience of different actors in implementing and applying the three pillars of the guiding principles. The working group has sought to ensure that the discussions at this forum contribute to the identification of solutions to challenges in this regard, including with regard to effective remedies for affected individuals and communities. And we turn this vision into the program of the forum. The working group has engaged with external facilitators selected on the basis of their specific expertise and their stake, their vested interest in this debate. In this regard, the working group wishes to express its gratitude for the efforts and contributions of the facilitators in designing the various sessions which are within the program. With regard to participation, we sought to ensure that there is broad and balanced participation of stakeholders at this forum, including states, businesses, civil society, affected individuals and groups, and other key stakeholders in the field of business and human rights. In addition, the working group plans to work closely with other key actors in the business and human rights field to maximize synergies and to ensure that the forum outcomes build and contribute to the effective implementation of the guiding principles and the broader business and human rights agenda at the global, regional and national levels. The working group looks forward to being able to offer its reflections on the outcome of the forum at the end of the second day, and will provide guidance and our thoughts as to the way forward for all stakeholders and for the forum process leading to 2013 and beyond. I take this opportunity, as others have done, to express the working group's gratitude to the donors and partners who have contributed to enabling the organization of the forum, namely the government of Denmark, the government of the Netherlands, the government of Norway, the government of the Russian Federation, the government of Sweden, the government of Switzerland, and the Friedrich Ebert Stiftung Geneva. These contributions will, it is hoped, enable the forum to meet the high expectations of stakeholders, particularly in promoting dialogue between all stakeholders towards the implementing of the guiding principles. Before I hand the floor to Professor Ruggie, the working group would also like to acknowledge the historic and groundbreaking role in moving the business and human rights agenda forward, approaching the subject through principled pragmatism, underpinned by rigorous research and evidence, and informed by extensive and inclusive consultation. Professor Ruggie managed to overcome decades of dogma and division and develop a framework that is both faithful to long-standing fundamental human rights norms and the principles, while also being innovative and responsive to the practical challenges and concerns of the stakeholders involved. The breadth of initiatives and activities that will be displayed during this forum, as well as the depth and scope of the thematic discussions which have been planned, are evidence of the impact of his work. The working group is looking forward to following the deliberations over the next 2 days, and we wish you a successful meeting. And before I hand the floor back to Professor Ruggie, I would like to invite you to join me in a smile. I'm smiling because I am happy that we are here, but I'm also smiling because, honestly, I'm both excited and a little nervous about what we will discover as we further open this door into the next phase of human rights. Government, civil society, and businesses working together as partners. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Selvanathan. We will now hear a number of keynote statements, the first of which is from the High Commissioner for Human Rights. Madam, you have the floor.